Welcome back, loyal viewers. This is Mr. Drew taking you on another video inspection tour of another great deal that we have for sale. This is a single family home in Dayton, Kentucky. Boy, Dayton has come a long way. I haven't looked at a house down here in a long time, and good heavens, has this neighborhood changed for the better. It's gone through kind of a renaissance. This is an old house. It's got an old standing seam metal roof. It's not leaking or anything, but at some point in its history, someone put some kind of hydro seal on it that I'm not real fond of. I wish they just kept painting the old metal roof with Tinner's Red, but they didn't. Someone tried to enclose the chimney with concrete at one time, and that's looking a little shabby. But take a look at this neighborhood. I mean, everything around this is all nicely fixed up. When you go down to the business district, it's almost being like on Ludlow in Clifton. It's got kind of that village sort of feel. Here's a view of the back of the house. Here comes the termite inspector again. Again, another shot of that roof that I guess I would be tempted to say hammer down the seams, put in some vents, and actually put on like a dimensional shingle. There's a garage. There's an alley back here that runs behind the house, so the garage faces the alley. The garage is kind of a mess. I'd probably just recommend tearing it down and using it as a parking pad. And the garage has termites. It's been beat up and abused. The guy's crazy uncle used to live there, apparently. So I'd just be done with that. But the house is sided. It's got all new windows. Hey, let's take a little look at the inside. This is the living room that the seller's mother was using as a bedroom. She just moved out of the house on her her 99th birthday or something. Nice light fixture. Ooh, that might not be there when you see the house because Drew may take it. But it needs, patch paint, de-wallpaper, refinish the floors. It will be empty of all this stuff, by the way, at closing. They are actively moving stuff out now. They're pretty nice people. Same thing in here. Take up the carpet, refinish the floors, take down the million-year-old wallpaper, undrop the ceilings for heaven's sake, and then you'll really kind of have something. In the kitchen, take down all that paneling, even though some of it's good quality paneling, but some of it's not. Just take it all down. Man, I'd be awfully tempted to leave the cabinetry. The cabinetry was excellent when it was put in. It was very high quality. It's painted, but a painted kitchen can be kind of hip. This is me trying to get a shot of the replacement window, but trust me, it's a vinyl double pane, xenon filled, double hung window. But of course, obviously, you'll have to replace the flooring, replace the countertops, take down all the wallpaper, take down the paneling, do a lot of painting, that kind of thing. So the kitchen's still going to be a pretty major job. But I looked at the cabinets pretty thoroughly, and they're all solid wood. I mean, they're very well made. So maybe some kind of French country paint job, something beyond my scheme of understanding, would be the way to go. The bathroom needs just to be killed and started over. It's got melamine, which is that kind of hardboard with a vinyl coating on the walls. It's got a vinyl shower surround. It's got melamine on the ceiling. Yeah. The only thing I'll say is the house is so old that it has sconces, which have now come back into fashion. So here's us walking up to the second floor. I hate to say it, particularly because I keep saying I'm not a decorator. I kind of dig that wallpaper. That sort of blood red, stripy wallpaper. I'm kind of liking it. So up here, we have 1, 2, 3 bedrooms. This is kind of a story and a half house. So they're all kind of, small attic rooms like this. There we go. That's a little better. Again, try to look past all the stuff. It'll all be gone. This place, I'll try to get a better shot of it later on. It has gorgeous floors up here. Gorgeous floors, particularly for a second floor. I mean, they're amazing. Now the big expense up here is going to be what you see isn't even drywall, let alone plaster. It's all fiberboard, and it's tough to finish and it's easy to dent. And I would tear all of it down. Frankly, I would bomb it out completely and then drywall the inside of this thing because that fiberboard's awful and it's hard to finish. There's not a great shot of the floors, but you can tell they've got some heart to them. They obviously need to be, cleaned and at least, scuffed and repolyed. but you don't expect to find that up in, kind of the half story above the house. So now we're through the second bedroom into the third bedroom. Again, a lot of clutter, a lot of junk. Apparently that freezer's still going to be there because the lady's son can't carry it down the stairs, so he asked if it was okay to leave that. So again, bomb all this out, update it with a reasonable number of outlets, because I think there's only like 1 or 2 per room or something like that, and then drywall it all. Give it a better little finish. Down here in the basement, there's the furnace. It's actually a coal conversion that now burns gas, so I think we need a new furnace. The water heater is excellent, almost new, almost brand new, premium brand, A.O. Smith, stone foundation. It's a partial basement with a crawl space. As you can see there, it needs the furnace, it needs central air. It's on circuit breakers already. It's got, I think, 100 or 125 amps coming into the house, which is perfectly sufficient for a house of that size. I just wish it had a few more switch spaces, so I might trade out the box for something a little more modern with more actual individual switches. It's all copper plumbing, it's all intact, it's all still there. Let's get a shot of the crawl space, and let me turn on, there we go. So you can see there's an old lead waste line there connected to cast iron, that I would probably change out to PVC, just because well, I don't see, I see some rust blooming and that kind of thing, and it's a small enough length. There's a little room to work in there, that it just needs to be done. So, to sum up, here's the deal. We figure it's going to take about $35,000 to really do this place right, to get it, in the kind of right retail shape that the other retail sales in the area have. 35 grand in repairs, and that will do everything and do it properly. Once that's done, it looks like it should retail for at least $80,000. There are comps of other little cottages like this for more, upwards of $100,000. Over $100,000, it pretty much has to be brick, which this isn't, obviously. But here's the kicker: we are selling this place for $21,900. So call it, 21.9, 22 in plus 35, and it's worth 80. That's a pretty good retail deal in what seems to be kind of a sleeper up-and-coming neighborhood here. So that's just a tremendous deal if you can do, sort of this level of work. This is no weekend project or easy walk in the park. This is going to take someone who really understands how to put together, a rehab like this and do it right and do it in a real attractive way when they're working, frankly, with limited space. So, if you're that person and you'd like to make a whole pot of money on a very cheap little deal, give me a call. My name's Drew. My telephone number is 513-681-3352. Thanks.